I'm here at the Bolio Recreation Ground in Cedros, deep south Trinidad, and I have with me Christian Charles, one of the coordinators of the Ministry of Sport Caravan. He's a sport development officer at the Ministry of Sport. Christian, exactly what is your role in the sport caravan?
Well, one of my roles is actually to do promotion inside of the sport caravan. So like, for example, I'll go into a community and try to do as much ground work as I can to get the children out on the Saturdays, on the Sundays, when we're having the sport caravans.
And for Cedros, what was the response like in the schools? Was there enthusiasm from the teachers, the staff, the students themselves?
Well, the students were very enthusiastic, you know, because what the games that I use more physical education-based games, you know, so probably basic games that last 4 or 5 minutes, you know, just to have them hype about the program and that kind of thing like that. One of the things that the teachers inside of the school want to see is actually continuity, you know, meaning that after the program on the weekend, you know, what next? And I always tell them that the rural area program is about actually 4 things, which is equal opportunity, it's about continuity, it's about identifying talent and maximizing potential, you know. So after the rural area caravan, Mr. Vozier, Mr. Jim Clark, Ms. Ruth Machan, they came up with the idea of having the rural area program as a continuity, where it is inside of the community. We have like 3-day training programs for children between the ages of 5 to 17, where it is we also employ persons inside of the community to carry on the programs.
So the rural area program is, in a sense, a follow-up from the sport caravan itself?
Exactly, you know, because remember, as I said, it's about equal opportunity, meaning giving the rural areas the same opportunity as the urban areas. Continuity, meaning that we're not just going to have this city weekend, but it's something that's going to be continuous throughout the year. Right? Identifying talent, meaning that if it is we see a young person we see that they can excel, we're not just going to leave them inside of the community, but we're going to see if it is we can hook them up with probably one of the elite clubs in Trinidad, you know, so they can also excel. And the maximizing potential is actually that in a nutshell, where it is we want to bring out the best out of that athlete, you know, so they can go on to represent Trinidad and Tobago.
The Tobago caravan, as opposed to the Cedros caravan, there was a massive turnout in Tobago. What's the difference? Are you satisfied with the turnout here? Is it a different approach?
Well, the difference in Tobago is that we almost did half of Tobago, right? And Cedros, the Cedros area is big, meaning in mass and land, you know. But when it's in terms of population, and you think about children, you know, it's very small, because like some schools, population is like 30, 40, 63, 100, you know, so then we have to take into consideration, you know, the social aspect in it, where it is, we have to study where it is some children probably may not be as interested in sport as, they should be. Sometimes children, like today, they have like bazaars going on, you know, today, Saturday, religious reasons, you know, and that kind of thing like that. So I think, 140 children turn out today is a very good turnout for today. Tomorrow, I expect more.
Where next for the sport caravan?
For the next sport caravan, I think we'll have to sit and speak about that. But I know that we are doing 12 caravans per year. I mean, that we want to touch on each of the rural areas, give them the opportunity. So I think it's almost like the sporting caravan is like an opening for the rural area program itself, you know. So as soon as we touch on an area, we want to start immediately in that area. So Tobago, we open Tobago. I think Mr. Vozier and they're in negotiation with the coaches and in Tobago to start Tobago. Also down here in Cedros, they will also be in negotiation with the coaches down here to start here pretty soon.
Do you have a vision that maybe, let's say, the 2020 Olympics, maybe 2024, you would see a certain number of athletes coming out of the sport caravan actually representing Trinidad and Tobago?
I mean, well, that would be great. I mean, and that is the vision that the ministry is actually working with, because I always tell people that sport is like a living organism. You know, it always changes. And the Ministry of Sport as an institution has to change also. You know, so you can't have something changing and the institution or the body that is responsible for it is not adapting to the change. All right? So we are actually adapting to that change, and we are trying everything possible not to only have, you know, like 1 gold medalist, 2 bronze medalists, and that kind of thing like that. We want to be as consistent as how we have seen Cuba in the past, Jamaica in the past, you know. So we want to be that consistent entity in the Caribbean.
Well, congratulations on your work so far, and best of luck as you continue to try to develop sport in Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Christian Charles, Sport Development Officer at the Ministry of Sport, the Cedros edition of the Sport Caravan here at the Bolio Recreation Ground.